another, and this map is such that it shows us the already available railway lines and the planned ones and the ones that are to be constructed, just all the routes that will possibly be having in the nearest future. Yeah, let's consider some advantages of rail transportation. Rail transportation is about the most convenient means of transportation or transporting bulky goods. It is very cheap and can transport goods and passengers over a very long time or distance. However, it has the following disadvantages. One disadvantage is that it involves a high cost of construction and maintenance. Another one is that there are no available spare parts for these trains if they have problems or issues that will need replacement of parts. And even if they are available, we don't have enough adequate technical know-how. We don't have trained people who know how to fix these things here in Nigeria. I mean, the indigenous people. And another disadvantage is that it depends on road to feed it with passengers. Constant stopping in each station and changing of customers waste a lot of time. And we look at air transportation. Air transportation is the fastest and most expensive means of transportation. It involves the use of aeroplanes, helicopters, jets, etc. to move people from one place to another, and also to move goods passing through the air. Now, airplanes take off and land in airports. And in Nigeria, we have two types of airports: the international airports and the domestic or local airports. International airports are such that planes that fly outside the country can take off and can also land. In Nigeria, we have the Abuja International Airport, the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos, the Aminu Kano International Airport in Kano State, and we have the Port Harcourt Airport in Rivers State. Domestic or local airports are those airports, in this type of airport. Here we have that planes that fly within the country can take off and land in this kind of airport. And we have the Benin Airport, the Calabar Airport, the Uyo Airport, Enugu Airport, Ibadan Airport, and the likes. So this is a map of Nigeria showing the domestic and the domestic or local airports, as well as the international airports that we have in the country. Some advantages of air transportation include the following. It is the fastest means of transportation. One. Another is that it uses direct routes, and as such there is no interruption on the way. Now, it can fly over mountains, rivers, and forests, and it is very comfortable and convenient to travel with. The disadvantage here is that it is expensive to operate and maintain, and it's expensive to afford, and it can easily be affected by weather. Now let us consider water transportation, that's navigation. Water transportation is divided here into two. We have the ocean navigation and the inland navigation, or inland water navigation. The ocean navigation here involves the transportation by water between Nigeria and other countries, whereas the inland water navigation involves the movement or navigation along the creeks, the lakes, lagoons, and rivers within the country. Now, some important inland waterways in Nigeria include the Niger River, the Benue River, the Cross Rivers, the Lake Chad, and the Kenji Lake. So we'll look at as well the advantages of water transport. Water transport is the cheapest means of transportation between countries, and the ocean is also free to all nations to use, and it is very convenient and very good to travel or to convey or carry bulky goods through the waters, and it can transport goods over long distances, and water transportation is relatively safe compared to other means of transportation. However, the disadvantages of this type of transportation is that it is too slow, and the high cost in getting ship, as well as constructing and maintaining a seaport. And finally, we have lack of technical know-how. There are problems facing transportation generally in this country, and they are broadly divided into physical factors and human factors. The physical factors include the presence of highlands. In such areas where we have highland, it is difficult to construct roads, and the distance also makes construction too expensive and difficult. Presence of marshy areas also, presence of many rivers, soil erosion are all factors or problems, physical problems facing transportation in Nigeria. However, the human factors which face transportation in Nigeria include lack of capital, lack of technical know-how, inadequate spare parts, and low patronage. People don't tend to patronize most of these transportation companies because of the high, fee which you have to pay. The transportation is so high, and people tend to boycott some of these ones and look for the cheap ones. Now, what has transportation contributed to the economic development of Nigeria? Or what are the importance of transportation? Now, transportation has helped in the movement of goods and services. It has also helped in the movement of people from one area to another within the country, and has also enhanced national integration. People have been integrated as a result of transportation, wherein they are being moved or conveyed from one area to another to be integrated with people of the other part of the country. And because of transportation, there is diffusion of ideas and technology. People who have a particular idea or technology, when they are moved from one area to another, the idea they have, the technology they have, tend to diffuse to other parts which they have, found themselves. And there is easy access to natural resources, development of tourism, employment opportunities, and generation of revenue, and also national and international trade have all been enhanced as a result of transportation. So let's just answer these few questions before we go on. Now, question 1 says, name 3 means of transportation. We have transportation by land, transportation by air, and transportation by water. And the next one says, discuss the advantages and disadvantages of one. One advantage of air transportation, let's consider air transportation. Advantage is that it is fast, it is convenient, it is good to carry perishable goods because you get to your destination on time, to save the life of these goods because they cannot last long distance. And it follows direct route, so there's no waste of time, or there's no intersection on the road or on the way, in the airways, like we have here. There's no traffic jam like we have on land. Now, the disadvantage is that it is too expensive to afford. It is too expensive to construct and maintain airports. And another disadvantage of air transportation is that it can lead to fatal accidents. Now, in what way has transportation contributed to the economy of Nigeria? Transportation has aided in the diffusion of technology and ideas. It has helped in the movement of people, goods and services from one place to another, and it has also helped in providing employment opportunities for many Nigerians, and has also generated revenue for the government and has created easy access to the natural resources we have, and enhanced also tourism in the country, and has also led to international and national trade. And now we're talking about communication in Nigeria. Now, communication is the process of exchanging information, meaningful information, or feelings, if you like, ideas from one person to another. It is a two-way process which involves sending and receiving messages. And now in Nigeria, the earliest form or means of communication was the human voice. And there are traditional media of communication which includes the wooden or talking drums, town criers, metal guns, smoke, sign or signals, gun blast, trumpet, flutes, and the likes. Now there are different forms of communication. We have oral communication, we also have written communication. Oral communication involves the exchange of information or ideas through spoken words in different languages, whereas the written communication has to do with the passing of information through written documents from one person to another.